Ladies and gentlemen, what a time to be alive. It is the year 2024. We're playing what I consider to be the best RTS out right now. Sorry, StarCraft Brood War. Sorry, StarCraft 2. The scene is just too good here. The games are just too much fun. So, what do we've got today? We're going to start the stream off with two replays that were recommended to me from the Bar Academy. So, shout out to Paul, who said he was taking a look at a couple of these Blodeer opens on Canis River. So I thought I'd watch them with y'all. So let's take a look. And it's going to be watching this from Blodeer's perspective, right? But it's against one of my favorite players, right? Alt F4. He's got this really interesting arm bot style that he plays at a really high level, right? So 50 plus. I think he's a little higher now, approaching Bar Jesus status, right? Coveted 60 OS. Blodeer's opting for a much more standard open here, playing bots. I think he plays bots from this position here, which I like. Maybe you could say this is a little bit better, but I want to say Blodeer has this interesting commander expansion style on this map specifically. So let's take a look, see how he does it, see how he wants to open against this very aggressive ARM player. So 3 max, 4 wins, bot lab open. Pretty standard. Let's take a look at the build queue if he's got one queued up. Oh, Alt F4 is a Seton player. Okay, so I didn't know Alt F4 comes from FAF, but yeah, both these players are from that game. So you got one con into Infinite Grunts. Let's take a look. I like to open Resbot on this map, but let's see how Blodeer likes to change this up. I'd imagine he goes for some kind of con turret, but we'll see. Maybe this is just kind of tailored to Alt F4, who I see him start. Here, let me just pause. I see him start here a lot. He goes for the Resbot first, right, and then ticks. And it hits really fast, right? He follows it up with pawns, right, which hit even harder. So if you're not ready for it, it can really take you off guard. So maybe this is just how Blodeer responds to our man Alt F4. So Blodeer, I think you stall energy here, right? You have to be stalling. Yeah, negative 256. All right, so continues making wind turbines. I like to say that you need about 200 energy per second and a full energy bar to assist a con turret. Now, that being said, I've seen other players just pause factory production as soon as I say that. That's what our man Blodeer does, right? So that's still drawing minus 200 with this con making a max. Yeah, I really don't like this. I think if you get the con, if you get the Resbot out, excuse me, plus 60 energy per second, right? I know it's like 110 metal, but okay, so the con turret's up, commander expands out. This is what I was kind of alluding to, right? We're just capping these 3 mech spawns, and maybe this map qualifies for this being really strong with the commander, right? Maybe doing something like that, or just straight arc like this, right? We'll see what he wants to do, but now there's 2 pawns in the back. Takes out 1 grunt. There's another pawn on the right side and a tick, you know, scouting for this, so yeah, you still have to commit to defending this, right? Now you step in front of the pawn. Okay. A little bit of a miss micro there, I'd say, but see how much more damage Alt F4 can get. This is going to get kited, right? I don't think that's... Oh, it does end up getting killed, so that grunt goes down. Same with this con, right? This mech goes down. All right. I mean, that's pretty good damage. 2 mechs is down straight away. Alt F4 is already on 3 cons expanding. Fixing his E here. This is the big drawback to the spawning room. This position is you run out of metal so fast making these pawns, right? And despite taking out 2 mexes, Blodeer is still ahead on metal income, right? So let me take a sip of coffee. Hope you guys like this kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna get into some 1v1 matches after this. I just wanted to start the stream off with this replay review. So that's something you like to see. Maybe apart from the small team games, let me know. Leave a comment or like the video if either one suits you. I'd appreciate that. This pawn coming in, finding more damage here. That's so strong. I know it's the commander standing right next to it, but it's like you want to be walking away from these mexes and like it continuing to expand. Like, look at this. Like a snake in the grass. Did that tree just speak Vietnamese? You know, it's like ready to ambush over here. This is where things can get really threatening though, is when like even single grunts slipping across the map can be very difficult to deal with as the armbot player, and kind of like blanket call this like losing tempo, right? But this is where you don't want them sending grunts across the map, and that's what Blue Deer's kind of doing. I see more grunts streaming across that choke point. See, this single grunt can just like kill everything right here. We're stalling on energy. Oh no. This expanding con is gonna go down. I know we have the res bot out already to like clean this up, but yeah, so quite a bit of damage. And like this grunt is even gonna get away, right? It's got 2 kills in it already. No counter damage on the other side of the map, right? There's nothing threatening. This grunt's gonna get away at like 10% HP, right? So, and even these 3 grunts, like he's gonna, it looks like Blue Deer's just gonna keep microing, right? So you can't step into them with your pawns. They're just gonna kite you, right? And once they've closed the gap, once they're on your side of the map, kind of in this position, it gets really tough to deal with. Now, that was a bit of miss micro there, shedding off a lot of those grunts. But look at the metal income difference, right? 22 to 15. No threat of these whatsoever. Blue Deer's content to get up another contour, right? I wonder if he's gonna micro those at all to get these solars up. But yeah, really nice play. So for some added context here, this was recommended to me from Neb's Academy ticket he had open for Canis River game, I think versus Eno, something like that. But there was a little conversation going on there. In there, you guys can take a look at that if you will. But yeah, this is one of the 2 replays that was recommended to me from that conversation. And Neb was using the X Factor build on this position and spawning here. He's kind of looking for feedback in that regard, and you know, Paul sent over these replays of Blue Deer playing bots on Canis River, which is interesting. Am I still? Let me spectate myself. Excuse me. I wonder if that'll be available to us. Now, here's the second replay we're going into. I'm trying to think back. This is from about a month ago, almost exactly. Blue Deer versus myself. And I want to say I did the X Factor build here. From just based off of the mini-map position, like seeing the spawning positions. And then Blue Deer does the, want to say like the same or very similar build, right? Gets the contour up, spawns at the same position, and then just expands in that like arc, right? With picking up these 3 mexes with his commander. So let's get here, take a look and see. If I remember correctly, I don't think I played very well this game, but let's take a look and see. Maybe on the micro side of the incisors. I know like executing the build is fairly simple, but executing the open, I should say, is fairly simple, right? But making decisions with the incisors and like having the intuition to know like when to attack, when to eco, when to pressure, can be a little more difficult to learn and understand, especially versus such strong opponents, right? So it's always good to practice things versus players that I'd say are like slightly better than you. Not gonna like overwhelm and crush you, but will definitely slap you around, right? So especially if you like miss micro or don't do things correctly. So Wind was dying here. Blue Deer calling out OP Wind, of course, forced him to make the solar collector before the factory. And I want to say I opted for very similar open, right? Okay, a bit of banter, I suppose. So you need 100 energy per tick to execute this, right? And that's kind of what I'm trying to get up to while these really low cost rovers are being made. He's an autopilot talking me up in the chat. I'm gonna turn this off. This is embarrassing. Okay. All right, now you have full E-bar. You just, shit out that con. We're not here to watch the X Factor build. We're here to watch our man Blue Deer, who's going to do something very similar, it looks like. Okay, first con comes out. And this is really interesting. Does he just do the 2 grunts again? Starts the con turret, right? Wind's dying again. Take that. I really like opening Resbot from here, right? Because, like, these trees are so far away from most opponents that it's like hard to get to. You can defend it. I just run right into that. Okay, that's what you're not. You're supposed to like retain these and kind of keep those alive. He can just send his grunt immediately across the map now. But Blue Deer is forced to make 2 more solars. 1 more solar. Okay, he's just gonna kind of naked get this up while trickling out grunts. All right. Losing another scout there. This grunt's gonna close the gap. These are where things get a little dicey. First tank's out. All right. This is actually really interesting. He just lets this kind of go up. I want to say it's a bit of a blunder, actually, having so much metal in the bank. Like, as the bot player, right? And frankly, quite a bit of energy, right? So, who am I to judge? I do love this. Immediately getting the radar up after that. And, we've still been making grunts, right? So we've got, what, 2 on the other... 2 kind of on the other side of the map. A couple playing defense right now. Yeah, Blue Deer's got a lot of tabs on that scout. That's right behind my main base. Clears that up. Man, I lose all these scouts. It's really not good to see. But yeah, now the commander arrives back at the main base. And the power spike in this build is around like 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 6 minutes. The army value difference. Why can't I see like this whole panel? I don't know what any of these buttons do. I'll turn that on later, but anyways. We'll have to take a look at the army values here in a minute. Yeah, still expanding. This is giving the bot player a lot of metal to work with. And then we have 1 con expanding over here. So it's like a low eco style. I'm not sure what to call this. It seems strange. See another scout coming out over here. It's going to spot these grunts, but get lost. It's not ideal. This is a blunder here. Okay. I'm seeing what's going on here, and a big mistake, right? Really, this con is not ideal. If you're accessing a lot of energy and metal, like, you can get the con turret up and like assist it with your commander, but really 2 cons is really all you need with this build. You want to be making incisors and hitting that, like, hitting as strong of the timing as you can. Do I take this out? Yeah, that is a nice cleanup. This grunt ends up getting through for sure. And where are my tanks? I don't... Okay, back to Blue Deer. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so second contract comes up, right? This is where I'm thinking about making an energy storage. It's kind of unfortunate Wind's dying right now, but you can save yourself the trouble of having to make a bunch of extra basic solars, which is what I'm forced to do right now. Oh, okay, so that did not get killed. All right. One con scaling wind, then another con expanding. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know a lot. I say, let me pause this here. Yo. Where was I going with that? I say a lot of times, like, 4th con should scale energy, but if you think about it, like with 1 con expanding over here and like the commander, let's just say, is 3 cons, or right? That kind of makes sense. That one commander, 1 con expanding means your second con. That's a mouthful. Start scaling wind, right? Even like accessing metal, right? So we're gonna add on another con turret and a second factory, and then here's where you hit the power spike. And I want to say this is like really weak. Look at this, 13 incisors. What is that? 1600 metal versus this, right? Okay, so literally 4x the cost. If I had grouped up all my incisors together, because that's really what you want to do with this build. And there's two avenues that can happen. So playing this build versus a bot player, or like core bots, maybe I should be so specific. It's either the commanders in the main base or the commanders not in the main base. And what you do with your incisors, I think, depends on what you see. If the commander's in the main, you're really trying to like shave off expansions, right? With your incisors, and maybe pressure the main if you know like where the commander is exactly. But the last thing you want is to get degunned. The second thing is if the commander's not in the main base, and that's where I think it's better to just go for the main and try taking out the build power and the energy, right? Because it's like how is he going to stop 1600 metal worth of incisors with like 500 metal worth of grunts, and all I have to go is from here to here, right? So that's where the strength of this build is. It's like hitting this timing and picking one of those two options. Like he's even transitioning, right? So this is I think a little bit of poor execution on my part. Like I should be, here's another big point, right? Is if you're doing these kinds of like aggressive builds, or like playing ARM for that matter, is you really want to have your factory rallied and have these units make I don't want to say gaining tempo, but like they're moving out onto the map, right? And when you want to use them, they've already paid that like time cost to get to the position. I'm not sure what's the best way to say that, right? But it's like if I would have to wait several seconds to move all these tanks into position, and that's like just giving your opponent the time to like prepare and respond and get extra units out. So, and that's what they need to defend, right? And there is this critical mass of, you can defend this build with like, I don't want to say enough grunts, but maybe enough like LLTs and positions, right? Or just buying yourself time. So like the window does close, and I really think Shuris can help close it. Like if you do this full attack with your incisors, right? It's like, how effective would Shuri transition be? I don't really think it is good, because like if you're so used to it as as this player, like the tank player, you can just make your own figs and shut down the Shuris. But let's let this play out and see what happens. So I'll just zoom out for a bit. We'll clear through this video and maybe think about the next thing. We're going to be playing Alt F4 after this in a 1v1, but I do have access to those 5v5 replays from the last weekend's qualifier games for the Omega series. So if that's something you want to see more of, I'd be happy to do another stream or start recording videos, trying to maybe solo casting some of those games. I know they were on the main Twitch, or some of them were on the main Twitch, but I'm curious to know how they went down. Maybe go through them in a little finer of a manner than what you might have seen on Twitch. Not saying I'm doing it better, just say like, we'd have the chance to pause it. It's not happening live, right? That's a nice deflection here. You see the pounder comes out and shoos it away. Basically kind of shuts down the push. Pounders are insane. I don't know if you guys figured it out yet, but pounders are pretty good. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so if you want to see some of those Omega series games casted, let me know. Leave a comment, in the chat box. I'd be happy to take a look at those. This is where the game's over. I was like, maybe I can just, go for some kind of like Hail Mary thug push with my commander and incisors, but pounders are just so strong. It's kind of hilarious how good they are. And there's, of course, we can see on them zoomed out, this is this great counterattack coming through. It's going to clear through all my expansions. So this game's pretty much over. He even remade his own bot lab to make thugs. So this is something I like to kind of say is thugs are really strong, and you want to be making them is if your opponent has like crossed the middle of the map and it's got a lot of pressure on you, and you have like a short reinforcement time. Like look how close I am, my units, blue units are to the red player's main base. So like in that situation, yeah, as the red players start making thugs, and they're like so strong in these kinds of situations, right? Especially with some res bots behind them or a commander. Not least of which the pounder. So this game is very much over, right? Got all these incisors in the back that I can't really deal with. Commander's about to get sniped. GG. Very nice. Modulo's over here. I will 1v1 anyone. I wonder who this is. I'm going to take my licks, though. Maybe play some Alt F4. Ugh. I'll jump in that lobby later, but let's see if he's around. Lose some ladder points. You don't... Okay, Sashcorn doesn't like thugs in that situation. Thanks for chiming in, because I like to be contradicted, of course. What would you do in that position? Just, like, make LLTs and, like, make me come closer? I know you've commented on this before. It's like the commander... I think it was actually from this game. Like, the commander pushing into the main base loses, right? It's like, because in theory, like, you're playing against more build power. But if you went vehicles and you see that your opponent playing core bots, you should just all in him. I don't know if you caught that first part where I was explaining. So you're in the vehicle. You're the vehicle player against core bots, and it's like either the commander's in the main base or not in the main base. It's like, and if he's not in the main base, you just all in the main with your tanks, right? If the commander's in the main, you just attack the expansions. But maybe feel free to contradict me on that as well. Ooh, he's readied up. So. And if you want to jump in VC and say your piece, you can also do that too. I know that's a lot easier than typing. Try not to lose 9 incisors. Yeah. Okay. Are you looking for value with them? Like, I know you hit that like power spike at like 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 6 minutes versus a bot player where like you're just not losing your incisors and dealing damage, I suppose, or looking for damage.
Please choose your starting location.
Exactly. Yeah. He's saying you have to scout where his commons, ideally. All right, so I'm going to try... Don't feed the incisors. Yeah, that's good advice. Wind's really strong, so I'm just going to get a contour it and then expand like this with my commander. Wind's going back down still. So I'll make a third wind turbine. No, you want to know where the commander is with that build, right? You can't like try hard in tourney games. Well, that's where it counts, right? Wind's going back down. I'll squeak out this second. Oh, don't want to do that. Ah, that's not good. I know he's got like a lot of ticks. Yeah.
Low power. Low power. Aircraft spotted. Radar lost. Radar lost.
Oh, that's a command. Jesus.
Low power.
Oh, that's not good. It's a big reclaim field. Ah, GG. Yep. Oh, he's on T2 air already. That's interesting. Yeah, that was a big blunder, like pushing through that left side when he has commander there, because like I had control of this position here, and like I just like kind of threw the game right there. Ugh. Feels bad, man. Yeah, that was a tough one. This is a fun map though, actually. It's been a while since I played on it. That was good. I was ready for the air transition. I was just like, I was already making fighters. I've learned my lesson. Like it's Alt F4. Alt F4 always goes air for the Banshees, and then I've been getting bombed a lot in core versus core, right? Especially on these high wind maps. Oh, gross! I don't want to play you on this map. I've got an idea. I've been thinking like to just play ARM for a couple of weeks and just, I don't know, play like a super aggressive style. Hey, Novaya. I've seen you lurking around. I didn't know you all watched the caught me live, right? So good to see you. I'm gonna. I didn't have a chance to. I left the lounge, right? But I.
Battle started.
That's funny. I. I mean, I didn't bet any money on the election, but I could have told you who was gonna win, right? So that was. I think that wasn't a surprise to me, but. All right. So what we're gonna do is. We're just gonna go like 16 grunts before con. I think that's the play. Let's try it. Might do his one mex tick thing. The rush distance is so low, right? So okay, yeah. The lounge is not the place to be, man. Definitely not the play in this current year. You gotta get in the bar 1v1 champs Discord. So shout out Blue Deer. Wind is low. That's great for ticks. I'm gonna make a solar. You play enough Alta 4, you learn
power.
What's good, what's bad against his style. Come on, Wind, keep going. Randy is there, right? Which I think is a pickup. Like the day we lose Randy in a Discord channel is the day you know you're doing something wrong, right? But that's one. I remember this map. It has such trash radar positions, really. All right. This build's hilarious. Oh, Centurion's good. Big yikes. I don't know if I did enough damage. I didn't even get that concert. That's unfortunate. Ah. That's not good. So we've got the Centurion over there. I wonder if I can get the one that's over here and then res it. That would actually be kind of sick. There is a Centurion over here. Okay. That one I might not be able to get, but this I definitely can.
Low power.
So that's the Centurion. I think I can actually surround this one too. Ugh. I messed up so bad at the start. Now I'm in this, like, not unwinnable position, but, like... this is not... not a good spot.
Low power.
Oh! I think that's game. Yeah, GG, the 2 Centurions there. Ah, that sucks, man. I didn't get enough damage there. Not getting that contour was huge. Usually get the repair micro on that. It was not, that was a blunder. Oh, it's on ranked. I didn't see that, you sneaky guy. All right, 53 minutes. Ah, that is this thing of defeat, right? But I really do think that was like a micro mistake. I was like in his base. I should have been more focused on like taking out the army there instead of like diving on the build power, right? Because I lost. I had like 4 grunts there or something like that, and I lost them. Risky game. Yeah. Oop Evader's playing pretty well right now. Definitely a good spot. Canis River. Okay. Novi, I still wish they'd fix wind in this game. Like being so shitty or what? Not sure what you mean. Need to get some water
Please
here. Okay,
choose
so
your starting
funny enough, I
location.
actually just watched a game versus Alt F4 on this map. So see if we can do something like similar to what we saw. I know what he likes to do. He likes to spawn here and then he goes like
Battle started.
really high pressure. Wind's going down. All right. All right, just gotta focus. Play sharp. Low wind is good for him, right? So ticks are cheap. Wind's still going down, so I've got the first grunt being made. I like making the yeah, that's what I'm doing, Nutty Wombat. I like making the winds while I'm not stalling, even though it's low. Because I don't want to like waste my energy, but like put it into the lab to get the units out, when I can be trying to finish like getting the eco settled, right? Then I'm gonna escort this. He waits till he has more units, so I'm just gonna poke out and then come back. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh, this makes me want to leave. So I'm not even assisting my fucking lab. Oh my god. I just... God, that's... I can't tell you how many times that's happened playing against this guy.
Low power.
Let's wait for this to finish. So now there's like, I think there should be about like 4 pawns out. And my lab's idle. Ugh. I should just resign this game. I did a lot of mistakes. I made the counter and the lab's idle, so yeah. That's unfortunate. That happens though. So it happens when you get disrupted. Yeah, I'll try that again. I can settle like losing the resbot. Like that's not like I'll try and play back from that, but like I idled the lab to finish the counter and didn't start it again. So like the counter, it's not even It's not even doing anything, so.
Please choose your starting location. Battle started.
Watch how quickly you can go from pure tilt to jubilance, because it's just another game. That doesn't matter. That is the nice thing about playing a lot of StarCraft is you do get desensitized, or like StarCraft Brood War. I guess you get desensitized to those kinds of things, so it's kind of like water under the bridge. Winds trending down, that has me worried actually. But I'll do the 4 wins and see what happens. It's holding. And going back up. Okay. So that's nice. I'm still going to do the 2 grunts. 2 grunts, resbot. 2 grunts, resbot, con. 2 grunts, con. Yeah. Alright. Against any other player, I would say never do 2 grunts. It's terrible. But it's this Alta 4. He does like 2 mex grunt. He does 2 mex ticks, 1 mex ticks. No mex tick opens, right? So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. And I'll do the same thing. I'll poke out and then come back. I'm just looking for... something like that.
Low power.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, I guess I need a radar or something like that. Yeah, that's the other thing he does is like just make a bunch of pawns and attack. That was unfortunate. I didn't have units to scout that. But it is okay because I made the second con. I didn't really mean to do that. That could have been like 3 more grunts. So I should play a few more. Oh shit, Elmer Fudd, VDB. I will 1v1 anyone. It's nice to see. It's funny to see he has like 2 cons expanding there, but I know it's like he like has run out of metal at that point. So it's like if you can, I guess, deflect that, it's really sharp. Let me just watch. Okay, he wants 2 minutes, so I'll watch that real fast. See what he does. The second con was definitely a mistake. That was I kind of autopiloted into doing that, but playing against him, trying to do that like blue deer build we looked at the start of the open. It's at the start of the stream. It's you just need the one con, right? So
Battle
skip.
started.
Let's see. Maybe he leans more between like the 2 and the 3 mechs opens on this map specifically because his forward spawn position off 2 mechs like buys him time instead of like having to cut mexes to get quicker ticks out. Yeah, that's really interesting. So he's changing this up, right? He goes resbot first, 2 pawns, and then the ticks that are faster moving. That actually makes a lot of sense because these take longer to get across the map. So, and let's see here, 2 more. 2. I don't mind that we're down on ticks, right? But it's like, this is a little unfortunate because didn't see that, right? I don't even have enough grunts to to defend this, so that's kind of wild. 960, 880. Okay, so I guess we already talked about how this is a bit of a blunder here. Maybe I should... I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take a look at this. How did that change from this open here? This is the replay we started this stream with. And like, because it seems like he changed his open between... I mean, it was a month ago, right? So that makes sense. But if it's the same exact spawning position, I think he... I think he goes like more pawns more quickly, right? He still does the res bots first. That's the thing I love about this position, right? Is all these trees are just literally right next to your lab. So it does make, there is like a big power spike. What does your radar in your main see? Yeah, the radar here isn't that good. This one's not too bad, but really I like to get the radar here because you see farther across this, across that bridge. I hate that you can't skip if you're not loaded in. Okay. Like it's on 20x. I don't understand. Okay, so 2 max, 1, 2, 3. Window's good, just like last game. Okay, 2 pawns. Yeah, see, he changed this up a lot. Way more aggressive. Okay. He was meadow spelling. Yeah, that's perfect. Wolfie's saying he was metal stalling by the time he was shoving into your base. He should be right back, so just wondering. I didn't mean to be I didn't mean to be playing ranked. Maybe the first game was okay to play unranked, but I think I'm feeling a little more warmed up right now. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, so here we are. Loading into another gun. I was feeling confident the first game on Canis River versus him, but after those 2 games, it's interesting to see how his build has changed, or even improved, I might say. So, what is a counter to that? You can play vehicles and like make an LLT here and an LLT there, and it kind of shuts this down, right? And then you're just expanding onto the map with your commander. I could try that. Then you just like go like this with your commander or something like that. I'm not super well experienced in that, but I do know I can get like scouts out to harass him, but I really don't feel like changing my build, to be frank. or changing like the game plan. Like I can adapt the build, right? But
Battle started.
maybe I should have just spawned here and done the same thing, but just with cord. All right, wind's going down. All right, let's try this a little differently. There is a slight micro trick. You can get it to like walk off the lab quicker instead of walking to the rally point. He's just playing super greedy, right?
Low power. Oh my goodness. Gosh, it's... Low power.
Oh, really? That's not good.
Low power.
Oh, jeez.
Aircraft spotted. Radar lost. Low power.
I think that's game, honestly. A little out of position here. No energy. That's kind of sucks. Full metal bar. Ah. Shake it bake. That was a great game by him. Honestly, you're like really fought hard for air control there, and like I was trying not to like donate the metal like while he had it kind of up here on this plateau, but it kind of sucks. Like I could have took a great trade up here on like this plateau over here, and then he just kept like the run bys are really strong. I wonder if I could have kind of forced the same thing earlier. His commander was on the right side, like mine was on the left, so I'm wondering if going through. You know what? Actually, yeah, I'm thinking back now. I had a really nice position on him when I had that huge incisor grunt ball right here, and I turned around to go for the two exploiters and the LT there. I think I should have just ran right to his main base, honestly, and like taken out his eco because he wasn't on air at that point yet, and I had him like really far out of position, I think. So I don't know. Tough map. I don't want to play this map, but try this one here. Hey Doominator, I've been donating OS to Alt F4 here, so that's been the stream so far, but it's not been for not. So I'll try one more time, and see how it goes. Trying to, yeah, I think that was the play. I didn't really commit when I had the tempo advantage there.
Please choose your
Let's see.
starting
This map
location.
is tough, but It's fun. It's really I think it kind of favors Alt F4. I need to make sure I get the radar here to spot raids. Oh, that'd be cool, Nutty Wombat. Yeah. For the next map. Yeah, the next map is pretty poor, I will say. There are some nice ones, like, oh, it's like, oh, randomly you'll get suggested a map you don't really like play on a lot, and it's like, that's kind of cool. But yeah. Yeah, that's a great point, Wolfie. Thanks for that. It is important to look at your losses. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I don't like spawning over here actually, but this is tough. Tough decision here. Do I play the man in his own game and just play arm bots? You know.
Battle started.
Thinking back to some conversations I had with Yudi about playing Alta 4 here. And it is important to be like confident with your units, confident in your ability to defend, because as soon as you start like playing defensive or like making extra LOTs, you're kind of playing into his hands, right? So it's this weird like, I don't want to say you're like bluffing against it, but it's tough, man. He's a strong player, and he knows how to transition. Yeah, I think I'm assuming they're at work, Dominator, and that's just what you see happening. Well, 14 wind speed is like the perfect wind speed, really. Alright, please don't lose. Low wind speed is good for him, so we're gonna have to get up ye old solar. Now that we've made 8 wins and can't afford to make a grunt. Wait, what? That's kind of weird. I don't feel too bad about losing this.
Low power.
This is annoying. I thought I tried catching this, but... Oh, I still didn't deal with those two pawns. Fuck. Now I lost my great resbot. That's not good. His commander's already over there. Fuck. Ah, what that?
Low power.
He's in such a good position with his commander, actually. He's transitioning, right? Think I just lose here? Those are all gunships, right? Yeah, GG.
Aircraft spotted.
Yeah, I should have been quicker. I knew he was transitioning, but it's like too little too late. That's when I'll watch on my own. Like, he was in a great spot with his commander there, and then, like, look at the scaling. It's kind of insane. Well, that was a tough one. Hopefully you guys enjoy me getting slapped around a little bit, but that's it for me for today. Hey, Andy, nice seeing you here in the lobby. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the support. Maybe at the start of next stream, I will watch some of those replays with y'all, and we can take a look. So anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good weekend, and see you around.